Hi, everybody. My name is Olga Kurna. I'm the new university project coordinator. Olga, can you mute you?
Yeah, everything is okay. Hi.
Okay. And I'm very glad to see you all at the second webinar, GlobalLogic education webinar for students and specialists who just start their career in IT. Today we will talk about online interview, and pleasure to introduce our speaker, Olga Cherevata. Olga is program staffing lead in GlobalLogic Ukraine in automotive and medicine projects. And before we start, I just want to say a few words about rules of our webinar. If you have some question for the speaker, you can write it to the Q&A. Olga will read and answer them at the end of the webinar. The approximate duration of our webinar is 1 hour and a half, and 1 hour for lecture and 30 minutes for Q&A. We will send all materials of the webinar presentation and video to you via email after the end of the webinar. So, Olga, are you ready?
Yeah, sure. Hi all, my name is Olga. As we mentioned, I'm program staffing lead at GlobalLogic Ukraine, and my main domains are automotive and medicines. Today I will try to explain the difference between offline and online interview, and maybe can tell you some simple things that help you not afraid of them. Starting from the beginning, I want to say that I'm really glad to take part in this kind of events for the students and for the people who are trying to find their first job or trying to pass successfully their first online interview. I'm a little bit nervous, sorry for that, and sorry for all my mistakes if I'll make them during the presentation. Unfortunately, English is not my native language, and it's a little bit strange to talk with yourself like a webinar. So let's start from the beginning. What I want to say is that who I am. Can you, yeah. Open the first. It's a small agenda, what topics we will discuss today. And you can see that the first part will be the difference between online and offline interview. We discuss that online interview, it's as all interviewers are sales process, and why is that like, and why we think like that. What kind of online interview we have? We have 3 and 4 types of that. A small game for you, because I understand that it's a little bit boring, especially when we have a global pandemic and we're all the time watching YouTube or Netflix all the time, and we are not concentrating on that, what's going on, just person talking, and that's all. I think it will be interesting and hope for that. Some advices from me how to pass online interview successfully, and recommendation to prepare for you. So I appreciate, and if you prepare your question, and we will discuss them in the end, so please just remember them. I want to say 3 things before introduction. My introduction, the first thing we have to understand and to remember that the interview is a stress for all participants, not only for candidates. It's also the stress for recruiter, for technical interviewers. The second one is that the interview is a dialogue, not a monologue. These 2 things are really important for us, and we will discuss it later. So, who am I? Starting from the first thing is Chinese translator. Strange situation. 12 years ago, I passed my high school exams and had to choose a future profession. No one told me that the IT industry would be on the top. That's why my dream was to learn Spanish language. I went to the university, fulfill all documents, and at the last day, admission committee of the university told me that the faculty of Spanish language was closed because there were not enough people who apply for this group. And I have to choose another language. And in 2 hours, I choose Chinese. Why Chinese? Because in our university, we have a student exchange program. And after 2 years of education, I went to China and lived there more than 5 years. And how I became a teacher of English for kids from 3 years old to 12. And it was exciting experience because right now when I'm working with the people, it helped me a lot. Because you understand that all of us are kids and we have our own ambitions, and you can, I don't know, softy maybe, to react for this, for their behavior. So Spartan Racer, what is that? Maybe some of you know that this is racer when you have some, not just run some distance, you also have obstacles and with no punishment. I love it at all because the main competition is between you and yourself. Sometimes people take part with the team and from the companies. It's great place for team building. Just believe me, and if you like active kind of sports, I advise a lot. About GlobalLogic, I'm here not for a long time, around 1 year, but I can mention that maybe it's the most comfortable company for me because not only processes and projects are cool, but also people with whom I'm working, and I have a possibility and have a chance to form these teams. And these teams change the world. If you start just in a short talk. Co-founder of Mentoring Club EA, it's a small group. We have it's like a hobby, it's not commercial. Any commercial event, but we have some like-minders, speakers, and we discuss different tasks like now. We discuss interviews, we discuss professions, leadership, public speech, how to prepare for that, and there you can, in a dialogue, speak with all our participants and just spend a good time together. Maybe that's all. It is the most important thing about me. So the next slide. I will speak slowly. Sorry, just a little bit nervous. So the difference between online and offline interview. If you say what's the difference, of course, it's I'm here. I'm in the office and it's offline interview. I'm here and it's online interview. But we have more options, and let's discuss them. The first thing is that during offline interview, we can check our working place. It's really important. Unfortunately, right now, we don't have this kind of possibility, and we don't know when we can go to the office. So we have to teach to understand people on other side of your laptop, their mood, and there may be some personal soft skills, and wouldn't be comfortable for you. So offline interview can check location. Next, ability to understand the emotion of the interviewer. It's cool because you can not just hear the voice and to see the picture, you also can feel emotion, gestures, body language, everything help you to understand. Are you right? A person interested in you, they like your answers, or maybe he's a little bit nervous or also not angry, but maybe stressed on that, and it helps a lot. Unfortunately, when we have online interview, we doesn't have these instruments. So the main thing that we have on online interview is information. Doesn't matter which dress you choose, but important what words you say. So also ability to understand, and can be any technical difficulties during the interview. I mean that when you come to the office, you have a special room. You speak with the person. You have timing and timelines, and you doesn't need any additional things to prepare by yourself. And your mother, friends, or someone with whom you are living can't come here and just to disturb you, or maybe your cat. it's a plus, a huge plus. But I want to mention that sometimes we have difficulties during offline interview, and I have a small story about that. Once we have office manager position, just not really difficult, but but hard to find position and person. And there was a warehouse on the ground floor of the office. It wasn't GlobalLogic, it was another company with different stuff and boxes. And at one moment, the smoke rose up from out of the boxes, and the fire alarm went off. And exactly during the interview, we have to go outside with the candidate. And we were laughing that stress resistance exam was passed, and so make an offer for this person. It was cool, but it's maybe one situation of hundreds that we can have. Online interview, time saving, easy to understand. We don't need to go somewhere. We don't need to, I don't know, spend some time to find the place. Cost saving, of course, the same situation. We don't need to pay any money to tickets for bus, for taxi, or just work and spend the same time. But the environment is maybe the same like on offline interview. I'm not sure about that, because sometimes person can feel comfortable at the office because we have special rooms, special people, and I understand all of us are here for the interview. But sometimes people nervous a lot. I have the situation when people didn't feel good during the interview, offline interview, but when they pass interview by Skype, for example, it was great. Why? Because they're sitting in their room. They can, I don't know, move the chair, turn on the lights, and feel on your own place. You're the owner of the process, and it sometimes help you by just feelings, just to relax. And psychological comfort is the same. You're at your home, and your safety. You don't need to be afraid of different things that can come, and it's important. So if we have offline and online interview, a lot of things are the same. The difference is just to understand the feeling of the people you're talking with, that the offline interview is about information. Offline interview is about maybe impression of all your instrument that you have, your smile, your mood, or something like that. And I don't know, for me, it's okay to pass all kinds of interviews online, offline, but you have to choose by your own, which way is more cool for you. Now, as we have this situation, we don't have any possibility to go to the office to see the working place, but we have photos, we have a lot of instruments that we can use. Just ask your recruiter and he will help you, and the online interview will be much more easier than you think. The next slide. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit nervous and speak too quickly. We also have 3 reactions for the stress. I want to tell that before the sales process, it's important. All people have 3 main reactions. The first one is to attack. When we have the stress situation, a lot of people, animals, doesn't matter. It's just genetic in our head. We just can attack. We can freeze and wait when we have some kind of stress. And we have or, for example, run away. These 3 main reactions, we have the same during the interview, and it will be cool if you're during online interview understand what kind of reaction do you have, and to make a lesson learned. Because, for example, if you're afraid something or some question make you feel scary, you can't run away all the time. You can say, oh my god, it was terrible, just went away. But you have the same situation next time. If you just stop for a minute, think about what was wrong, what kind of question was difficult for you, what situation, or maybe I don't know, interviewer, you doesn't like him or her. Just lesson learned. Stop and to see what kinds of information or maybe some questions make you feel upset or aggressive, or just you freeze. Because at the first time it's really difficult to pass interview successfully. It's really difficult to understand what the company expects from you. But you can tell all information about yourself. But remember that this is a dialogue. We have a selling process. For example, as we can see at this slide, we have sales process from different sides. Candidate, you're selling your experience. You're selling your motivation, your possibility for growth. It's important for the company, your soft skills. You're selling yourself that you already have. And as usual, sales process, they have maybe a few stages, but you have to hear the question and only then to answer. Sometimes candidates nervous a lot and they talk a lot, and I can't ask them any question because they didn't hear. Or for example, if we have English interview or something like that, they nervous a lot and they learn some text and trying just to say it and thinking that this is a success story. Unfortunately, no. So if you're trying to prepare for the interview, the online interview, you have to understand that it's all about information, not about smiles, moods, or something else, because connection can be bad, or a sound is not really good, or something like that. So you hear the question, you answer the question, and it's enough. We have a few types of interview, and later I will tell you what kind of question have to ask. For example, recruiter, tech interview, client, and what questions it would be cool if you ask too. So about you, you're selling your experience. Great. What about the project? What project is selling? It's selling the product, the soft that we are used. Also the idea of the product. It's important because sometimes, especially we have automotive and medical industry, the cultures, the soft skills, the interest in the product affects a lot for the quality of the product. Our clients always ask us to check some information about person interest and their ambition, because every project has, for example, some steps for growth. Sometimes doesn't have at all. So it will be great if during the selling the project, they will discuss all these steps. So they sell you project, idea, client, and information at all, which can motivate you to work there. Team culture. We spend a lot of time at work, and it will be great if we have a possibility to see and to work with people we really like. Sometimes we have toxic people, and during the interview we're trying to find them. It's pretty hard, but anyway, we need that, because team is one. It's just together, all people together. They can't be one by one. It's a team. It's not individual contributor. You have to understand that. You can't be say, oh, it's okay, you can sit in the office, I'll be remote, and I won't join any meetings, anything, I just write code and that's all. No, it doesn't work like that. We have the situation where the team has to work like one big idea, one big, I don't know, just like on the war, you know. It's bad sample, but I think we have the same, like in the army, the same situation. You have to be like minders, you have to help each other, you have to understand that if someone fails, you can help him, and if person doesn't believe you and have any suggestion about that, it can break team apart. So team selling their idea, their culture, and you can see it during the interview. So there will be some part about you, some part about project, and of course about team. On the last stages, we have meeting with team members, and it's great because even online we can talk to the person with whom we will be working together. So what about the company? For example, GlobalLogic. Of course, the recruiter and people who are working there is telling you that it's a great place, because if it was false, maybe all of us would change the company. So company conditions, environment, possibility for growth, they're selling you IDP, PDP, individual development plan, personal development plan, all these things selling by the company, because company it's also interesting that the client and the candidate will be together for a long time, and it will be great because we have some money, it's okay. And the person will have the growth, the salary, the environment, and some sweets. And the same, like, I don't know, some team building, conference, meetups, and whatever. As for manager is not really selling. We have the situation when the candidate and the manager, they're together, have the conversation. We have PMI, project manager interview. It's important, really important, maybe more important than the team interview, because the main aim of the manager to understand how many time he will spend with you, he have to spend with you to have the same result as other team members. For example, I have a team right now, and I have a team before, and there was one girl. I worked with her maybe for 1 year, and I have to spend maybe 5 hours per week just to listen to her. Oh my God, it's too hard, it's too bad. Oh, I don't know what to do, and she was stressed all the time. And 5 hours per week, it's too much. Even if I have, I don't know, 5-6 person in the team. And for me, as for a manager, because my result is a result of the team, and I have to do all things that my team will work good, have a progress, and the performance will be on a high level. And if I spend a lot of time on one person, I have no time to spend to other team members. That's why manager with the candidates, they have a conversation where they decided, is it okay to work together and to decide any questions during the work, like for 5 minutes or maybe 1 hour, but not for a long time. So if we talk about the sales process and selling yourself, you have to understand that you have to say true all the time. Even if you want to say, oh, my English is better than I thought, no. Tell that my English, I don't know, intermediate, or my English is low intermediate, upper intermediate, but it has to be true. All the time, especially for some domains, we have to check all information, even visa information. That's why we understand that it was false, and we just stop our conversation of this position. Also, I want to mention that during the interview and online interview too, we have also a recruiter here, and he's selling the company, project, team. It's only one person who is really for 100% interested in your success. So here to hear the questions and some advices from the recruiter can help you to pass all these together. Maybe the next slide, I think. My favorite one, type of online interview. We have here 3, but as usual, we have sometimes 4. We have client interview or PMI interview. So let's start from the beginning. Let's start from the first one, HR interview. So what do we have here? HR or recruiter, many companies has different names, because if it's a small company, they have HR generalist, who is also a recruiter and human resource, and the responsibility is really huge. So she or he has to tell you about general information about the project. organization questions and information about the company, schedule, I don't know, maybe some financial information, some bonuses, and all information that could be interesting for you on the first step. Then also has to tell you interview steps and timelines. For example, sometimes we have timelines around, I don't know, maybe from the first step to the second, we have to wait 1 week. And we have to tell this to our candidates, because if you're sitting at home after the interview, you're waiting for feedback for the next steps, or yes or no, and maybe you have another opportunities. That's why a recruiter has to say timelines, and if it takes some time, prepare you for that. What can you ask recruiter? It's also important, because sometimes a lot of people ask some technical questions. Unfortunately, our knowledge of this information is not too high. So we can tell just in general information about the project, that experience that we already have in our position description, what is necessary for that, check your English, or tell, do they have any, I don't know, daily stand-ups or something in English with the client to prepare you for that, and also ask you about your general experience. Recruiter doesn't need sometimes in details all your information. As I mentioned before, yeah, the interview is the dialogue. As usual, especially at GlobalLogic, we have only 30 minutes to have HR interview. It's really short time. That's why we ask just the most important things. And if you ask you about last working place, I want to hear about last working place. If I ask you about what can motivate you in your job, I'm asking about what can motivate you in your job. You have to hear the question and answer on it. Because if you tell me a lot of information about yourself, about your job, about your lifestyle, about all your experience, 15 years of, I don't know, how development grows and so on and so forth, I can't ask the question and can't tell you important information, because the time will end, and maybe in the nearest time we have no possibility to one more time to talk about that. And sometimes we have troubles when on the first stage people person doesn't ask about some important things, for example, schedule. Yeah, because someone can, I don't know, stand up earlier, someone later, someone want to work remote or have a vacation on the summer and already booked some ticket. And it's important for the project, because when we are looking for a person, we're looking right now for a person, not in a month, in a 2, in a half a year. So these questions, it's okay to ask HR, and it's okay to ask them at the beginning, because if you tell this information in the end, you can get a reject, because for the project it could be necessary any of these questions. So what about technical interview? Pretty simple. We talk with a technical interviewer from the project, team lead, or just a senior member who knows a lot of information about project, how many, I don't know, what the tasks they have, what the person they're looking for, and also what kind of information the client expected from this person. And all this information he will tell you, but you have to ask, and also he has to ask you detailed tech experience. Here you can tell about, I don't know, what kind of technologies you used, what troubles you have, does all project equations, everything you want. So here is the right place to talk about technical questions. With recruiter, we talk about general organization question, because unfortunately we doesn't have full information sometimes, and the position description can't show the main things we have. So ask detailed tech experience, ask all tech questions which could be important for the project, and of course he will tell you about detailed information about the tech stack, future responsibilities, because for example, project manager, he have a general information about the project and the team. He understand how it work like one together. So what about the client? The situation with the client interview a little bit different, and I like them a lot. A lot of people think that the client interview is the most stressed. It's not exactly like that. Why? Because the client, he wants to try to find not technical skills, but to see all your personal skills. It's really cool. He can tell you the history of the product, how they decided to make it, how they're planning to develop it, then what opportunities you can have on the project. Sometimes they're joking. It's a little bit stressful for the candidate, but anyway, they're joking. They're just the people who like their product, who like their company, and they're trying to find the same person who can join and to make their team much more stronger. So ask total experience, of course. Client will ask, not like the same like HR interview, any details, sometimes just a few technical questions. As usual, it's just a conversation with you to understand your motivation and your, and for you to understand the culture of the project. It's important for them. And working team. The teamwork is maybe the one of the most necessary skill that we have now for all positions, especially for automotive and medicine, because sometimes if people can't work together after the product can affect for the people's life, so it's important for us. So the next slide. This is for you. It's information which help you during online interview. You can just put it here somewhere near your laptop and understand that questions for HR recruiter: location, working schedule, salary, working place, interview steps, feedback, of course. About feedback. Sometimes people ask technical interviews about feedback or another person, not recruiter at all, and it's a mistake. Why? Because we have a feedback, and feedback consists of maybe 3 or 4 different sides. The first one is the technical interview. They told you, they just tell us, what kind of seniority do you have? Junior, middle, senior, what kind of technologies you know, what gaps do you have? And it's just one feedback. The next feedback from HR and recruiter about your motivation, salary expectation, start date, and it's important for the project. The second part, the third part is the project manager feedback or client feedback. Why? Because as I mentioned before, project manager is trying to understand how many time he has to spend just exactly with you directly to have the result. For him, it's also important, and only then the client feedback. That's why only recruiter has the full feedback at one. Because technical interview can say, oh, wow, cool, it was great interview. And you say, okay, great, I passed it. And right now I'm waiting for a job offer. Not at all. It's hard to say, but sometimes after this kind of feedbacks from the technical interviewers, we have to say to the person, I'm so sorry, but we choose another person. Why? Because he can start earlier, or we have another budget for the position, or he can work on another location that is important for us, or his working schedule fits for us more, like that. About technical interview, you can ask them feedback only when we have a task. In this way, it's okay, it's right, and you can ask the feedback. So the questions for the tech interviewers: technology, detailed responsibility, team composition, test task. It's all that you can ask. What about the project manager? Project manager with HR inside the company. These people will help you to build your personal development plan if you want to grow and to make any results. Yeah. These people will help you, so that's why the main responsibility of the project manager is your career growth, help you to understand team culture, and especially on an onboarding part. Then clients' expectation of this role. Sometimes we have not exactly in an interview, but just a small meeting where project manager prepare the candidate for the client interview, because as we know, perfect candidate and a client who knows what kind of candidate he wants to have, never be together. It's like real man and real woman. Real man never ask twice. Real woman never agree from the first time. The same situation. You think you are great, you have a good CV, you have a good experience, and you think, okay, I'm here, I'm the best. Cool. Manager look at you, or for example, and client say, okay, but I want to see someone else. For example, even if you're a perfect candidate, he can say that. And only project manager, recruiter, HR will help you, because they understand how to say to the client for making decision, and help you to prepare for that question which client ask you. That's why project manager is your friend as a recruiter. You have to understand that you're on one side. And about the clients, you can ask about project history. They like this kind of question really a lot. If you're interested in their product, or you prepare and read some articles about that, information in Google, doesn't matter. They really like that. You're a motivated person. You read, you spend your own time to see some information, to prepare it. And if you have any suggestion, for example, you saw their website or something, or said some and identified or found any mistakes, it will be great. It's a plus, not a minus for the client, because you're a detailed person. You can see small things, and you are not the employee, but you already make some suggestion. It's cool. Everyone like that. So these questions you just have to remember and just put somewhere when you have the online interview. It's better to prepare all these questions. I think the main problem is that people are shy. They're really shy to ask a question from, I don't know, just ask question. They think that all information already told me and it's okay, I will wait or something. And then during their work, when, for example, they got a job offer, they have a question telling, oh my God, this company is not really cool. Oh, I didn't know about that and that. Oh, ask about it. We all trying to find a person for a long cooperation. That's why it's cool if you write some question, ask them, and you can be shy only if you are a rich person who are on the top of the world. If you're not there, you have to be prepared and ask, and don't afraid them. Recruiter will help you a lot. Project manager the same. Client maybe just about the project. They, for example, will outsource company, product company, service company. They have like a step between the client and you. That's why they can make the information for you easily to understand. So the next slide. Thank you a lot. It's a game, small game. True or false? We have here different situations, different stories, and I want you to write the answer. Is it true or false? We will have, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds for that. You can write in the comments. I will read them and then tell you is it true or not. And if it's true, I will tell you an interesting story about that. It's all about experience. It's all about life. So you have to understand that it's not from the book side. If you're ready, just make me a sign that you're still here. Okay. Cool. So let's start. The first situation, you have to write true or false. The man passed out during the interview. Is it true? Is it true or false? What do you think about that? True. Okay. So you think sometimes the stress resistance is too low, that person can just pass out? Maybe it's false. Can you hear? Did you hear any story about that? Not many people here to write, but anyway, we have 10 more seconds. Just try to think. Is it true or false? Okay, true. Thanks, Oleg. One of the most people who write in that. So what's the answer? The answer is it's true. I have a situation. It was the beginning of my career in the IT industry, and we have a Python developer position. It was junior position, and we found a great person. He passed HR interview with me and make a task really good, and then he just, when he saw technical interviewers, he was nervous so much, and then he passed out. We brought him some water, and everything was okay. And now it's a senior level developer. He's not afraid any interviews, and feeling great, and can pass all the stages really. But on his first or the second interview, he has a situation. But we sent a job offer for him because the test task was done really great. It was perfect, and creatively, that's why for the team it was the most important thing. So the second situation, junior candidate pays senior level interview. Is it true or false? What do you think? Can the junior level candidate pass senior level interview? Do you have this kind of possibility? Okay, now we have different meanings. One more answer, and true. 1 in a million, right? 1 in a million. False, true. Okay, if we say true, it's hard to believe, and it's wrong, because what's the difference between junior and senior level? It's about your responsibility and stress resistance. When you, for example, have a cat, all of us have a cat, right? Big part of us. The first time when the cat fell down, you say, oh my God, what's going on? Are you all right? Are you feeling good? Or something like that. But when you see it, the second time you say, okay, I will help you. Do you need any medicine help? Something like that. It's about maturity. It's about the feeling. We have the same on a situation. Junior level candidate can read a lot of books, a lot of information, write great code, but his stress resistance is not enough for the senior level position. On senior level position, we have problem much more higher. You can't go to the high school without elementary school. It's the same. You have one by one, go there. That's why it's false. So the third one, sorry. The interviewer from the client side was lying on a bed during the Skype interview. True or false? My favorite one. It's always interesting to read your minds about that. So, what do you think? Is it true? Okay, 10 more seconds. Lying on a bed from the client side. True, false. Yeah, it's true. Thank you so much. Why it's true? Because we have a German client. It was a product company, and we have the outstaff model of working and direct interview with technical interviewers from Germany. That's why I prepared the candidate. It was the DevOps position. I told him like to prepare. He was looking good, right room, lighting, everything. It was perfect. Looking at this candidate, and I really, I was sure that he passed this interview. And we are sitting online on the conversation, and at the moment our technical interviewer connected, and we saw that he's lying on the bed, has had red carpet on the background, and talking with Russian accent, like, "Hi, dear friends, let's talk about interview," and so on and so forth. And I was looking at the candidate was looking at me, and it was a minute of silence. And after that, the technical interviewer said, "Olga, thank you so much. If we have any questions, we'll contact you. Thanks for your support. There will just directly to us. We'll continue." I said, "Okay, no problem." And really nervous about the result of this interview. But this person was cool, the technical interviewer. He was a great specialist. And the candidate really enjoyed the interview, but the first 5 minutes we were shocked. Even I wasn't prepared for this situation. Strange. So the next one is, during the interview, the candidate pulled out a wedding ring. Is it true or false? What do you think? Wedding ring. True, false. Okay, one more comment. Wedding ring. I think it's a strange situation, right? Okay, 3, 2, 1, and the answer is true. It wasn't my situation. This situation was happened with my colleague, and we were laughing a lot because the candidate came to the interview. It was online, offline interview, and stuck to talk in English, and he told a lot about honeymoon, about his wife, and so on and so forth. And then, in one moment, the recruiter saw that he didn't have any ring on a hand, and asked about that. So where is the ring? And he said, oh, here, and take it from the pocket and just turn it on. Strange situation. Just believe the story from recruiter, they are really different, and sometimes I like my job because of these situations. In the end of my life, I will write a book about that. This situation was prepared for Ukrainian audience, but I think it's okay if you're from another country. The first phrase of the candidate was, "Hi, I'm the son of the deputy, of the People's Deputy of Ukraine." Is it true or false? What do you think? False. True or false? "Hi, I'm the son." How proud of the situation has to be a candidate to say this on the first meeting, like a first phrase? False. Unfortunately, it's true. We had a situation when we were looking for a sales manager, and we found a person whose level was pretty good, and speak English right, understand the main sales processes. And after Skype interview, we asked him to come to our office and to just discuss the position and to see the head of sales department. He came, it was a young man, and the first phrase was, "I'm the son of the deputy," and it was also like the minutes of silence from the recruiter. He was just looking, and then told like, "Okay, you're the son of the deputy, the People's Deputy of Ukraine, but what about technologies? Can you understand the difference between backend, frontend, Angular JS, or the fifth version of the Angular?" And then he just say, "No, I'm sorry." So this phrase can't help you to pass the interview. Online, offline, just believe. It doesn't matter if you don't have enough experience or skills or knowledge. And the last situation, the candidate for office manager position. For the question, we are planning the office repair. How can you help us with it? Anne can make windows frame, said this candidate. Is it true or false? Office manager and window frames. Can you do any window frames? What do you think? False. Okay. Well, who else? The candidate for the office manager position, for the question, we are planning the office repair, how can you help us with it? Said, I can make windows frame. One more second. What do you think? False, false, true. Okay, we have different thoughts. It's cool. And it's true. This situation was with me, and it was cool girl. She passed all stages, and the last stage was with the CEO of the company. And of course, he prepared some questions like that. And after the interview, he just came to us and was laughing. I said, "Oh my God, nice candidate, why are you laughing? What's wrong?" And he said, "You don't believe me." For this question, she told me that she can makes window frames. He thought that she told him about like, okay, I can talk with I don't know, with some shops or to find some materials or help with financial equations, whatever, but not to make a window frames. But it's true. You have to understand that we have a lot of absurd in our work, and simple things sometimes, if they're simple for you, they're not simple for other people. You have to remember that, and sometimes to explain. That's why candidates have such funny stories. So let's talk maybe 10 more minutes, and then I will answer for all your questions. So the next slide, please. Just small advices about how to prepare for online interview. It's really easy, but you have to remember just a few things. The first things, neat appearance. Why we talk about neat appearance is that take off your pajama, especially when you have remote work right now. It helps you a lot to catch a right mood. It's important. Sometimes we have rejected for the candidates, not about their dress, but their appearance at all. Like they're looking just wake up person, and for the clients, especially if it's a classical way of business, they think it's not professional. As I try to think about that, prepare something, neat experience. It's not too hard to prepare, but will help you a lot. The next thing is turn off. Oh no, I made a mistake. Sorry for that. Turn on the silence regime, because when we have messages, it disturbs us a lot, and we can forget everything we prepared for. As usually during the online interview, the stress resistance is also high, and if, for example, you hear the messages from your, I don't know, boss, teacher, parents, friends, whatever, it doesn't help you. You forgot everything you need to talk. You forgot or didn't or will not hear the question. It's an important thing. To prepare for the interview. How to prepare for the interview? Interview, online or offline one, it's a public speech. Always a public speech, your presentation, and you have to understand how to present your skills. Without that, you can't find a good job with high salary, with I don't know, great future. All of us want to be a big boss someday of international company or of something. So you have to prepare for all this situation. And during the public speech, we do not rise up to the level of our expectation. We fall down to the level of our preparation. That's why just a few words. For example, if we have interview with a client or sometimes English interview, it's pretty simple in Ukraine. I don't know what kind of interview you have in other countries, but we have about 5-6 questions which help us to understand what level of English the person has. And when you hear like someone open book or typing to find in Google how to translate the words, it's not okay. If your English level is not too high, just say, my English level is not too high. If you're nervous, say, I'm nervous. Sorry for that. I will make some mistakes, but I'm really sorry. It's a stress resistance and it will help you. And of course, the other participant, they will understand you because they're also people, they have all the situation. Just to write main topics that you want to discuss, to prepare your questions. And if you want to try to present yourself in a conversation, you have a mirror, you have a room. Just around, as usually I'm going around the flat and talking with myself like, okay, hi, I'm doing like that, and it helps because you already have prepared some sentences and your mind will help you during the stress situation. So to prepare trainings, turn on the silent regime and need experience. It helps you. What never help you, and I hope you never do like that, it's lying on a bed during the interview or sofa. You have to sit on a chair. Why it's important? The first thing that we have on an online interview, we have sound and we have a picture. That's all, nothing else. And we have a situation when one of our candidates, we have online interview with the client, the final one. It really was the final step. And he put his laptop on his legs, lying on the bed. And of course, the laptop was kneeling and slowly slipping down. And the recruiter writed, hey, come on. I can't see you. I can see only the small part of your head. Come on, it's a online interview. And the person, it was like looking like that. You know, if I'm lying, you'll see this picture. And then he turned back, and the candidate and the client was like, everything's okay. And we feel not good, and the candidates feel a little bit stressed and upset about that his laptop was on his knees. So, and eat during the interview. It's my favorite one. It's pretty simple rule. You don't eat during the interview. Simple. Easy to make it, easy. But I have a lot of situation when candidates write to me, oh, Olga, I have 15 minutes or for example, 13 minutes. We can by Skype, talk about the position. Just call me. Are you sure you can speak right now? Yeah, I'm sure, but I have a lunch. Are you sure you can speak right now? He said, yeah, sure. Then we have a call. We had a call, and this this candidate was eating his salad, and I didn't hear any word he said. It was like, yeah, of course. And in this situation, isn't polite for me. It's not polite for the person to do like that, and you feel not comfortable. You don't understand how to hear something. You spend time, but have no answers for any of your questions. And about it also you can use for the recruiter too. I had a situation. I didn't have a dinner, and maybe around in 2 minutes I would have an interview. That's why I swallowed the food and ran for the interview as usual. And then I say, hello, my name is Olga, and I choked. And it was terrible. The person thinking that I was ill, and the situation and the atmosphere was broken really a lot because I can't speak, and I needed maybe 5-10 minutes more just to feel right, and came back to the interview. If you want to eat, please make it before the interview for 15 minutes. It's more than enough. Don't do like that. So we have 5 more advices. We understand how many interviews we have. We have HR interview, we have technical interview, we have PMI or client interview. Depends on the project. Sometimes we don't have client interview. And then we have equation which have to prepare for that people who's responsible for this kind of information. Also, we discussed that the main thing that we have to understand is that online interviewer, it's all about information, not about your appearance. You can't make a smile and to make feel the person better. No, about your emotion, about your impression. Also, we have to understand that it's a stress for all participants because if you think that technical interviewers, they have a lot of interviews, they have a lot of meetings, and of course they know how to pass it and what question to ask. Not at all. Sometimes they have maybe 10 interviewers at all for a year if it's a stable progress in the project and they doesn't have any unexpected situation, and his experience on passing the interview like an interviewer would be the same like yours. So this person can be nervous too. Sometimes recruiter is also nervous if it's junior or middle level. It's okay. It's okay, just remember it, and you're not the one person who's now in such a stress situation. It's a dialogue, because if you can't hear the question, you can't find the right answer. It's important. And one more thing is that interview, it's about impression and your reputation. For example, we have a situation when the person doesn't fit for some position, and we have to reject him or her. But his soft skills is really cool. He has some gaps. We gave him a feedback, and he said that, okay, I go to prepare, and the communication was easy, nice, simple, like we're expecting. Then, even if we reject this person, one recruiter tell to another one that, oh my God, you're looking for the same position as me. Unfortunately, for our project, the culture, or I don't know, maybe some principles or working schedule doesn't fit, but we have a candidate. It was so great, some gaps, but we gave him a feedback. Do you want to see him? And the next recruiter say yes, and it's cool because not just you looking for a job. Recruiters were looking for you, but you have made a great impression. You have understand that all things you're saying, it's forever. Because if you work, one thing that we have in our life, for all our life, it's our reputation. If you broke your reputation as a developer, as a recruiter, as someone else, unfortunately, you can't turn it back. As usual, people trying to find another industry and change their role at all, or hard to find a job, and they agreed for some, I don't know, low-level positions with not really good salaries and conditions. So as for me, it's really important. When I was a candidate, even if I didn't like the interviewer, I tried to make just a nice impression. Okay, I doesn't like you. I'm not sure that this company fits to me, but I say, thank you for your time, like a candidate, because the recruiter and the other team members that which take part in this interview, they really they spend a lot of time, their time, for you, for one person, and say thank you. It's okay. Say thank you to get a feedback, and said, unfortunately, I understand that your company doesn't fit me. and it will be great. But if you say, oh no, I understand, oh, that company, it doesn't have a playroom or PlayStation or something else. Unfortunately, if you make aggressive answers, you have the aggressive impression, and it doesn't help you at all. No one wants to work with this kind of people, because we spend a lot of time on our work. We want to have educated, nice, polite person around us, and because all our environment really affected for our personal growth. That's why the impression in the end of the interview has to be good, never bad. Can be like in the middle, but never down of this line. What else I want to mention, that also as a result, let's summarize that the recruiter is the only one person who drives the process, who really wants for 100% you join this position and interested in your success. Believe in recruiters, believe what he's saying. It's important because as usual, recruiters have more information and they understand the main, I don't know how to say, the main points for making a decision from a client or, for example, from delivery side. And maybe the next slide, please. Love what you do. If you doesn't like your job, change it. If you're trying to find a job for a temporary, like as a temporary option, be afraid of that. Why? Because I know a lot of people who agree for any job. For example, if especially when they're young, okay, job, have salary, cool, it's more than enough, then I will have experience and change it as a temporary option, and they work then more than 10, 15 years, they burn out and can't find the right position for him or her after this long period. So if you feel that this position or this industry or something or this company doesn't fit your own emotional situation, feelings, I don't know, you doesn't like it, just change it. And if you're trying to find your first job, please try to find in IT industry more than just developers position. A lot of them. If you think that to be success in IT industry, you has to be a developer and write code, you're wrong. It's important, of course, and we have a lot of positions for technical developers, but also important thing we have HR, marketing specialist, business analyst. We have project manager positions, Scrum Master, a lot of them. We have a lot of free camp educational programs where you can pass it, and it's for free. You can pass this course and understand. If I doesn't like it, okay, I go to find someone else. Or if you like it, you can join to the company courses, which courses you are just passed. It can help you, especially on the first step when you doesn't know, when you really don't know how to do, what kind of position to choose. And if you know just a few of them, a lot of positions, different skills, even with great English and a clear mind, you can be a great, successful person in IT industry. That's why I like this sentence: the only way to do great work is to love what you do. It's important. Without inspiration, you can't have a great result. And the last slide is about what to read or what to watch. Some movies and some books. Olga, please. Next slide. Recommended reading. Here are 3 books. The favorite one is The Answer by Alan and Barbara Pease. It's nice because it's about our decisions and what we expect from life, from work. And if you say, I want to be a big boss, is it the aim? No. Unfortunately, You can be a big boss in a small company with a low salary and with bad team, and it's not the answer for your equation. You have to understand, I want to be a team leader, architect. I want to be like that person. I want to be like an Elon Musk. Doesn't matter. You have to prepare details of your aims, and then to choose your profession. It will help you. This book is really easily to read and nice. And I like Alan Pease. He once he went to Ukraine, and we had an opportunity to go there to see him. And if I'm right, he's 75 years old. It was cool. It was cool to see him. He's playing the guitar. He's so energetic person. In 75 years, I'm maybe in 30 years not so active like he is. So it's my favorite book. Also, The Great Personal Branding. It's nice to understand if you're planning to have a product future, to work with a product, or to create your own something, or to make your reputation, to build it. Easy, have some exercises inside the book, so just for one day reading, more than enough. As for the Star Wars, it's like about interviews, some simple usual information, and also some fun stories. As for movies, it's my favorite one. It's The Intern. Also Up in the Air with Clooney is the favorite one. It's nice to see it, and you have the right mood, especially when you're preparing for the interview. What else? It was the last slide, as I remember. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's time for your question. I'm so sorry I speak too long, and sorry for some mistakes and maybe some not clear information. I had also prepare some materials for you. I will send it to Olga, and she shared with you. You can just read it to see it and understand which sources I used for preparing this presentation. Thank you so much. And if you have questions, let's start. Okay, one moment. I will turn it on. Okay. Do we have any questions? Because I didn't.
Okay. If you haven't any questions.
Okay. What perspectives for junior Java QI in 2020? 2020 already. We have this year, strange year. No one expected that we started like this. But anyway, we had a period when Java, if we talk about the QA position with Java and with Java developer, it's okay. All these positions are important, and we have a lot of projects for them inside the GlobalLogic and some domains. So if you wanted to join some position, just you can check our website and see what kind of positions we have now. If you just trying to find and you don't have any experience, we also have different learning and educational programs where you can join, and after the passing this program, you can find your first job in the company, for example, like ours. We have courses for this kind of students, and it will be easier if you pass some courses, because if you're trying to find a junior position by your own, right now we have necessary skill from the client side that it's not less than 2 years of experience, and you have to find your own freelance project, and only then you can just be ready for the offer from, I don't know, any companies from 1,000 people, or small companies. They also have a lot of positions, and they have a lot of junior positions. Sometimes we are telling that a big company, it's cool to start. Yes, of course, it's cool. But you have to understand that you also have another way for your development. And if everything goes wrong with opportunity with a big company, you can also join a small one, get some experience, and then come to us. Okay, what skills do I need to join your recruiter team future? I have only two necessary skills for me. The first one is to be honest with the candidates, with delivery, with your team. It's important. I don't like people who is like making decisions like maybe right now, and or people like I don't know how to explain it. It's about if you can work automatically. Oh, automatic, not right word. Sorry, I forgot. Okay, I need you like to work with people, have stress resistance, and be self-oriented. Because in my team, I think that if you can do the task by your own, it's great. I can help you. I'll be here for you for any questions. But you have to understand that your personal growth and your work depends only on you. And all our team work like that. We doesn't have direct like orders or something like that. You see, you can help here or do that or ask about that. You just need some additional approval from my side and from some maybe managers, and that's all. So for me, important is to be honest, to be active, and maybe to be self-oriented for the future goals, your own future goals. You have to be ambitious. Something like that. Sorry, but it depends on the person, it depends on the situation. But as usual, all my team members looks like me. just see it, and you can understand what people we have. We have a lot of fun because without a special sense of humor, you can't work as a recruiter. Thank you so much.
It's true. Okay, thank you, Olga, for your once.
One more question, yeah.
No.
Thank you. Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Olga, for your webinar. Thank you all for our participants for your participation in this webinar and your questions. We are waiting for your feedbacks, and we will glad to see you all at the next our webinars.